Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks. So this is a reading about Kool-Aid. This is about drinking the Kool-Aid. Now, when somebody tells you that you've been drinking the Kool-Aid, what they're saying is that you've been blindly believing or blindly accepting an idea, a concept. And whatever you've been accepting is based on, most times, the urging of another person, right? And so it's almost like somebody is just putting something in your cup and you drinking it. You're not questioning, you're not asking, you're not discerning. You've just been drinking the Kool-Aid. Now, prior to really walking in our divinity and standing upright in the relationship with the Most High, right? Prior to getting to that point, we got to drink a lot of Kool-Aid, and it's almost required, right? No, literally, it is almost required. The human brain, if I were to break down the human brain into 8 parts and 8 functions, I get the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is the planning, the problem solving, the decision making. Then there's the parietal lobe. That's where you get to understand your body, you understand your environment. The occipital lobe, this is part 3. This is where you receive and process visual information. Our temporal lobe, this is our hearing, this is our memory, This is what helps you remember music and language. If I could trade out my temporal lobes for a couple others. I'm fascinated by language, people who know many languages, and not that I cannot learn them, but it is just something that fascinates me. Then we have the cerebellum. The cerebellum, that's like our little brain. The little brain deals with our maintenance, our posture, our balance, right? Our brain stem, that controls our heart rate, our breathing, nervous system. We have our thalamus. This deals with filtering our sensory information. Everything except smell is filtered. And then there's the epithalamus, right? And that regulates our motor pathways, our rhythm, our melatonin, our hormones, our circadian rhythm. Okay? So now 8 parts of the brain. But I want you to know that the human brain is not fully developed. The human brain is not fully developed. It says for girls. Now, I always heard, just collectively, the human brain is not developed until age 25. And so just imagine that until age 25, it is divinely okay, understood, allowed, and required that we drink Kool-Aid, because every part of our brain is still developing. It's still forming. Now, in numerology, maturity doesn't really happen until 30 to 35. In other ancient philosophies, maturity is between 40 and 45. And so the development of the human, the physical body, it requires time. It requires time. But it was designed to take time. Now, whether we consciously understand that and offer ourselves grace and patience is a whole nother situation. But this reading literally says that you will drink Kool-Aid until you understand that that is not the drink that the divine requires you to consume. The moment you stop drinking Kool-Aid is the moment you begin to consume the divine beverage of your life. Now, when I'm talking about beverage, why am I using drinks? Because I'm talking about emotions. I'm talking about the capacity for you to fill your cup with something that is divinely fit for you. But before you can fill it with what is divinely fit for you, your brain ain't even ready. Your soul and your brain are kind of warming up, right? So now I'm only going to talk about 8 flavors of Kool-Aid because we only talked about 8 major parts of the brain. So if I miss out on the flavor of your Kool-Aid, forgive me. We have lemonade, cherry, tropical, and punch. We have black cherry, orange, strawberry, and lemon lime. Now here's the thing. You are a cup that belongs to the Most High, right? Now, free will says that you can fill your cup with whatever you want. And when the time is right within your soul, within your consciousness, you will only request and require your cup to be filled by the Most High, because that is the level that you have reached in your relationship. That is the status that you will have ascended to. Now, I always thought it was 25 years, but in researching, help me if you know something different. It says that the halfway point for brain development for girls is age 11. The halfway point for brain development for males, boys, is age 15. Then, between ages 21 to 22, the female brain is fully formed. Age 30, the male brain is fully formed. So, about 30 years of drinking Kool-Aid for the average man. If you're a man and you're 38, you're really only 8 years old. You really only had a fully functioning brain for 8 years. If you're a female and you're 32, you really only had a good brain for about 10 years. So give yourself grace. What I'm saying is the drinking of the Kool-Aid is required before you can carry the infinite wisdom, before you can carry the unwavering support, the force, the strength, the guidance, the purity, before you can carry that all-encompassing loving energy of source, of creation, and of life. You got to carry some other things that are counterfeit to that, because you need to be able to recognize what you're drinking. You need to be able to discern the difference between a divine beverage, and a demonic beverage. And so this reading is saying that, listen, the Most High gives you your Ace of Cups after you have drank all of those 8 flavors of Kool-Aids. You will only be able to start a new relationship or begin new love or really step into true happiness, partnership, and renewal with the Most High after you have drank all them Kool-Aids, spit them out, right? But listen, you drink them, you got to add sugar. You got to add, it's not like I drank it, I don't like how it tastes. Sometimes we drink grape for 10 years attempting to tweak it. Well, maybe it needs to be cold, or maybe it needs to be hot, or maybe I ain't put enough sugar, or maybe I need to mix it with something, right? Listen, and God will come back to us and be like, you still drinking Kool-Aid? And you be like, yeah, but guess what? I'm not drinking lemonade. I'm not drinking cherry. I stopped tropical. I'm drinking punch, right? And the Most High knows that you ain't supposed to be drinking it at all, but you don't know that. But the idea is that at least you're moving through the flavors. At least you're moving through your development, because physically you really are still developing. You really are. And so drinking the Kool-Aid is required. You gotta get to the point where you're like, Kool-Aid is nasty. I don't care what flavor it is. I don't care if it got ice. I don't care if it got sugar. There's nothing you can do to the Kool-Aid that is palatable, that fulfills me, that tastes good. That's the point you gotta get to. That is the point of maturity. But it's emotional maturity. It's I have filled my cup so many ways, so long, that I know at this point in my life that in order to truly fill it, it must feel like this, right? It must feel like the peace of the Most High. Like I'm not drinking nothing, right? And so imagine that all divine beings are really only supposed to drink water, but you don't recognize you're supposed to drink water until you're like 38 years old. And divinely, it is understood. You are designed that way. You just don't know that. We always thought maturity was 18. Your brain ain't even done braining at 18. It is still forming, right? I mean, when you look back and reflect, because that is what divinity requires, it is reflection. Listen, the difference between ascending and staying stuck is, are you reflecting or are you projecting? When you look back about all them Kool-Aids that you were drinking, right? Are we being like, see, I knew I shouldn't have drank grape. Why did she give me grape? Or I knew, right? Like you're battling the fact that you had to drink them. But the battle is not in the fact that you drank them. The grace and the understanding is that you drank it long enough to know it wasn't your drink. I need to put this shit down, right? And so Anything can be Kool-Aid. Anything you pick up to fulfill yourself is Kool-Aid. Substances, relationships, jobs, styles, ways of being. Anything we think is the thing to fill us. Prior to really stepping into our maturity and divine maturity mostly, right? And it's when you step into your divine maturity that you recognize that you are in a covenant, a contract, a treaty, an agreement. You have a legal contract. Your landlord is the Most High, and the Most High has leased you a life. This life requires that you drink water, pure water, before you can get to the point where you can really hold that water. You will drink a lot of Kool-Aid. And there's some flavors you're going to drink for a long time. There's some flavors you're going to drink, you're like, I don't want this. Out immediately. But you got to go through all 8. You got to taste all 8. You have to. And so what flavor are you on now? Are you still drinking it? Are you still trying to add sugar? Are you still trying to add ice and adjust the temperature? What I'm saying is, wherever you are in the process of drinking another person's version or plan of you, right? What is the Kool-Aid? The Kool-Aid is who the world tells you are, right? But the world is outside of God's design for you. The thing about the family scapegoat is that the family scapegoat was always in a legal contract with the Most High. Everybody sent here is not supposed to drink water. Divine beings, light beings, at some point in their life are supposed to switch up what they put in their cup. Meaning, if water is in my cup, I can only drink water. So now that I've stopped drinking Kool-Aid, I cannot allow you to offer it to me, but guess what? I can't offer you Kool-Aid anymore because I don't have it to pour. Y'all, that's people pleasing. Trying to give something or trying to break your back to give something that you know is outside of your realm, right? And so now guess what? If I can't pour water in your cup, then I guess you can't be a cup that I pour into. Next, right? So that's the next level. All right, fine. I can't drink Kool-Aid. All right, I'm in a contract with the Most High. All right, now to be the family scapegoat, what does that mean? What does that mean? Psychological projection. Family members that are going to project their unresolved issues onto you. What does this do to you as the family scapegoat, aka light one? Low self-esteem, feelings of isolation, unfair blame, right? It's a dysfunctional family system where all of the issues that are really happening are never talked about, never addressed directly. So the anxiety lives within you. And so here's the trick. Because of that level of isolation and projection, you are more willing to drink the Kool-Aid that these people are offering you because you just want to be loved and welcomed. They made you think that that something's wrong, right? So this is how I first was seeing this reading. I'm like, okay, so imagine if your family members are the flavors of Kool-Aids. And you kind of got to break away from all of those relationships to really have a relationship with the Most High, right? But when you attempt to break away from the flavors, when you attempt to break away from drinking or having, and when I say drinking, I mean consuming the energies. They're pouring into you, you're pouring into them. Well, at some point you recognize this taste ain't for me, this ain't my flavor, this ain't my drink. Yeah, but you're my mom. Yeah, but you're my dad. Yeah, but this ain't, I am in a legal contract with the Most High. Right? You will know your contract based on your isolation. You will know the contract based on the unresolved issues. That's because none of those cups could fill you. They were never going to fill you. All them years they made you think like you didn't have enough sugar, well, you wouldn't put enough ice in it. Well, it would be better if, right? Like you just wasn't making it right. Like you was just making nasty Kool-Aid. That is the trap, right? The family scapegoat is the one who feels like, damn, I can't make Kool-Aid right. And your lemonade is messed up. The relationship with the cherry is right. And you think it's you. You think it's you. The reality is you're never supposed to feel it beyond a certain point. So yes, those flavors, those relationships, those were fit for you. But when development and when maturity takes place, you can't drink that shit no more. And you can't keep trying to pour and make side Kool-Aid cups for them in order to appease them. No. If you can't drink my water, then I guess I can't. You can't be thirsty around me, can you? Right? This is what it is. But it takes time to get there. Now, when the family scapegoat recognizes that they are in an agreement, in a contract, all of a sudden the mental prison starts to shift. So you're like, lemonade is nasty, cherry nasty, tropical nasty, punch is nasty, black cherry, orange, strawberry. I don't want none of that. Don't give me none of it, right? And you stand on it. You're not afraid. You're like, yo, don't give it to me. But the Most High can't send every soul here and expect a soul to be able to carry pure water. And so there are only certain souls that are built to carry divine cups and have divine beverages. Those are the souls that can drink a lot of Kool-Aid for a lot of years. But in their core, they never cut corners. They never cheat people. When they attempt to achieve something, they're very methodical in their approach, right? They may not be flashy. They may not be as exciting, but you can count on them. You can rely on them. This is that Johnny on the spot energy that the Most High looks for. Everybody ain't Johnny on the spot. Think about your friend group or your family or your co-workers. You know the energy that you can rely on. That is the same energy that the Most High chooses when he sends a family scape, somebody the Most High knows will be rejected. Yo, you gonna drink a whole lot of nasty Kool-Aid. This is what the Most High says. You about to drink a whole lot. And they gonna make you think like something is wrong with your tongue. Something is wrong with your taste buds. But the moment you wake up, the moment you break out of that mental prison, the moment you reach development and maturation and understanding of self, you'll recognize that you were never in a contract with Kool-Aid. You always had a contract with Pure Life, right? You never signed a contract with them. No, we do not distribute for them. No, we distribute, right? This is what it is. And so the family scapegoat becomes the star. Not that you become the star, but you recognize that you're the star. The star card comes after the tower. The tower moment is being like, oh, I was drinking Kool-Aid and I'm supposed to drink water, right? And so this triggers the healing after the illness because all that Kool-Aid makes you sick. Now you got to get that shit out of your system, right? Respectfully, gracefully, lovingly. Because it was the process. You were supposed to drink it, right? And so as you're purging the memories, as you're purging the choices and the experience, you got to be leaving it behind and be like, thank God love is ahead. Thank God water is ahead, right? That's the thing. I drank a whole lot of Kool-Aid, but it's behind me. I ain't drinking that shit no more. Thank God water. Thank God there's water. There is water, right? Like that's the mindset, yo, and that is healing. But it can take a while to process all of the flavors and the years that you had Kool-Aid. Yes. When you can accept your star power and say, you know what? I love water enough to leave the Kool-Aid behind me. This is when you have enough brain power to focus on your goals, to focus on your finances, to plant your seeds, right? This is where whatever you work for, you actually attain. Why? Because your brain is mature. You've accepted the fact that your brain was being misused in a lot of different ways, right? Partially your free will, partially the programming, and just being human ain't easy. Like, you don't always need a reason for why shit went wrong. Sometimes shit just goes wrong. Right? And the idea or the lesson was to recognize it's wrong, but you don't got to live in the wrong. You don't have to live there. I always tell my sons, I'd be like, okay, so what's the solution? You told me the problem. Now can you tell me the solution? Who is going to solve it? Because I really don't think y'all need me. Like, if you're going to tell me the problem, you must tell me the solution. Don't give me extra stuff to carry. I don't always say it like that, but they feel me. They know what I'm saying, to the point where they'll be like, I solved the problem. Mommy, look, I found the solution. Like, that's my point. Keep it moving, because guess what? Another problem is ahead. So don't be hanging out here too long, and don't be bringing them to me because I got my own, right? So yes, the family scapegoat was always in a covenant with the Most High, but you're born into a family that drinks some nasty ass Kool-Aid. No flavor you drank was ever going to be sufficient for you, right? Because what do you serve? You're royalty. You are royalty. You're here to give water. You know how cheap Kool-Aid is, right? It's good. Like, I'm not like, y'all, please hear my heart in this message. If you are an advocate, a fan, and a lover of Kool-Aid, I am not coming for Kool-Aid. I'm just coming for the process of our development and how we can be so in love. Y'all, think about what Kool-Aid was like for as a child. It was better than vodka, right? Like, it is the equivalent of like Starbucks for the adult, right? Like, that is the classy. So can you imagine something being something so cherished, and all of a sudden you'd be like, I was drinking that shit? Like, that is soul development. Like, that is divinity. That is it. That is consciousness. That is awakening. It is drinking something that you thought was truth, and you recognize it was trash. That's it. That's all. That is all. Not coming for Kool-Aid lovers. So imagine that the 20, we'll just say 22 to 30 years of brain development in one dimension of your consciousness, that really is you being in the hangman position, right? Waiting for that moment when you see life from a different perspective, and then boom, the Most High can turn you upside down, put you on your feet, and send you your way. And so there is a long period of suspension or limbo when we are literally still developing and forming. But when the moment hits, the moment hits. Anything you thought was a setback, anything you thought was a delay, all of a sudden the energy becomes quick, it becomes swift, right? And now things start moving into place. So wherever you are, maybe you just got your first water cup. Maybe you just got your first tumbler and you filled it with ice water and you are ready and rocking. Maybe you have warm water with lemon, right? Or maybe you got black cherry Kool-Aid and you cut it. You half cut it. You diluted it with water. But guess what? You're still on your way. Listen, a half cup of Kool-Aid and a half cup of water is still a good day. That means we're making it. We are making it. I love y'all so much. I hope that this reading came through clearly, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.